Happy Sunday, everybody. It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 8, Episode 7 review. So we pick up where we left off last week with Stormy and Tisha arguing back and forth over why Tisha told her to go pop some pills at the Season 7 reunion. And Tisha, in the midst of them arguing, was like, I actually RSVP, but I wanted to know why she sent it. And Nell was like, you did all of that carrying on and you didn't RSVP? She was like, girl, you are on 10. You're approaching everybody like you're crazy. Everybody looking at Tisha like, girl, what is going on with you? It's obvious that she was drunk boots. She was stuttering all over herself, not making no sense. Even Kimmy was like, Tisha, you're what? Like, Kimmy and her curls was confused. Mel was just sitting there like, can I clock out now? Can I go home now? I've pretended to like these people enough for one day. So after that whole debacle, Stormy grabs her purse and her and Courtney go over and talk to Marsau. And she asks him, like, what happened at the reunion? Because the last time they talked before the reunion, everything was fine. So he was like, I don't know. He was like, you and Tisha was going back and forth. But at the end of the day, basically, I'm going to support my wife. Which is practical. I mean, you can only respect that. Marsau says that he don't know why Tisha came at her that way. Stormy and Courtney say that they don't have an issue with them. But Marsau was like, it is kind of weird that you invited us to a get together. He was like, you know, we just don't get over stuff like that. Like, y'all might be able to, but we're not. I think we need to have a conversation. And I mean, I agree with what he's saying. But I guess Stormy felt like since the last time they saw each other before the reunion, everything was fine. They spat at whatever at the reunion. I guess she wanted to come into this season on a fresh new start or something. But considering everything that went down at the reunion, I would think a conversation would be had before you inviting somebody to an event. That's just my way of thinking. I'm with Marsau on that one, and I rarely ever agree with the Grinch. So they end up laughing it off or whatever, because Stormy and Courtney was like, if we had an issue with you, we wouldn't have invited you. We want you to come. You know what I'm saying? So Tisha is over talking to Nell, telling her why she got a problem with her. And Tisha says that people sent me a conversation with you and some people that were upset about you hanging around me. And you said you were my mentor. And I'm like, no, she's not. Why would she say that? Now, apparently this was said online in a comment section on Twitter, social media somewhere, where I guess fans were saying to Nell, why do you kick it with Tisha? Why are you nice to her? Whatever the case may be. And she was like, I'm her mentor. Basically saying like, I'm not friends with her. I'm just her mentor. And so Tisha took offense to that. And I was like, okay, now it makes much more sense. Because I was like, why are you mad at her saying that she was your mentor? Like, I didn't understand it. But now that I know the context and behind it, I get her being upset, not to the point where you being loud and belligerent and doing all of the neck rolling and I match your energy, stand on, be it, like all of that, like was just so not necessary. So Nell was like, but you just sat here and said tonight I was your mentor. Like, what, girl? Make it make sense. Are you awake? Are you conscious? What is happening? So Tisha was like, I was being funny. And she was like, you let the fans dictate our friendship. You should have said me and Tisha are forming a friendship. And Nell was like, but that was months ago. Like, if you had an issue with me, you could have been said that. She was like, be like Mel. Mel will call me up right then and there and be like, hey, look. She was like, well, I'm not Mel. I'm Tisha. But she was like, okay, moving forward, I will call you and say something. And now knowing that this happened months ago, it is given like, okay, I'm gonna save this for on camera so this could be a part of my storyline or whatever. She was thinking about the show, which is good, but then in the real life aspect, it's like, if it bothered you that much, you could have reached out to her and said something. But I guess, child, I guess. um so after that, everybody started kicking it, turning up finally. And Nell get up and do her little 1-2 step or whatever. She hop off the stage into Chris' arms and get to ride in his Peter Weeder in front of everybody and her children. And I was like, okay, Chris held her up though with no problems. I was like, Nell don't act like she a woman of a particular age, honey, because she was whining that cootie cat, all right? I said, okay, Nell, I see how you got him. So Chris, Courtney, and Martell link up to throw the football. Martell, meanwhile, come dressed in jeans and a hoodie and a vest. He probably had on them brown hard bottoms. He did not bit more look like he was about to play football or anything, but whatever. So Martell wants to know why Nell is picking sides when she said that she wouldn't in regards to him and Mel. And I was like, sir, please grow up. Please grow up with all this picking sides mess. With everything that you have done with this woman, it ain't even no side to pick at this point. I don't even understand why anybody continues to talk to you at this point, child. Like, be happy you do got the people that still want to have some type of relationship with you. Like, get out of here with your foolishness. Martell also makes a comment when it said that, you know, him and Mel shouldn't be in the same room with each other or whatever. And Martell was like, we don't ever have issues when we're together. Now, this was the time where they should have did flashbacks to all of the group events where Mel and Martell have argued. Because, like, this man just be lying just to lie. Like, he don't even care about the crap that comes out of his mouth. Like, dude, I think he believes his own lies at this point, because it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, I can name off the top of my head right now at least 3, 4, 5 instances where you and Mel have argued when y'all were together. Like, what is you? So, Latricia comes up and Martell get to asking a bunch of questions about Ken, what he do for a living, how long they been together. And like, he trying to keep it cute, but I don't know if he's doing this for the cameras, but it's like he's giving off vibes that there's more to him and Trisha that meets the eye. Okay. Now, I don't know if he putting on for the show, because we all know how Martell like to act. But it's weird. It's so weird. And it gets even weirder later on in the episode. Tisha is at her crib and Marsau comes home for a quick look minute. And I just have to say once again, the renovations that they did on that house are stunning. That kitchen is beautiful. I want to see the rest of the house, because that kitchen is absolutely stunning. Okay, they did that. So, Tisha brings up Marsau working for Kimmy on Kimmy's new eatery. And she says that she don't want her and Kimmy to get into it again, if he works for her. And that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? I was saying too, that if it's not a necessary thing for him to work for Kimmy, I wouldn't do it neither, just to be on the safe side. But Marsau was like, it's all good. We got everything worked out. It ain't going to be no situation where I don't get the job done or anything like that. And he was like, same thing about, you know, us asking Mel to speak at the Black Expo, the second one. You know, I want to work with everybody. Oh, bless me, Jesus. He was like, I want to work with everybody. Like, it ain't going to be no ill will or, you know, bad situations like that. But Mel didn't end up speaking because she said she had a previous engagement. Now, Marsau says that he doesn't think it had anything to do with the statement that he made to the press. It had everything to do with that. That's the child. Mel ain't had nothing going on. She had nothing going on. She just wasn't gonna come and she wasn't gonna participate. I think even if that hadn't happened, she still wouldn't have probably even came and participated. But it most definitely had to do with you making a statement to the press about Martell's arrest. Like, child, please. So he says that the news outlet reached out to him because people were assuming that it was him that was arrested. And I don't believe that at all. At all. You just wanted to say something to be slick. Come on now. Stop. So Marsau goes on to say, like, I don't know why we always get blamed for stuff. And Tisha was like, yeah, I don't understand why we get blamed for everything too. And it's just like, freaking frack, shut up. Marsau was like, you know what? Every body that says something about us ends up in a bad situation. And I was like, we're not even about to play this game. Like, y'all are these martyrs that do nothing wrong. And every time somebody speaks against you, hellfire comes raining down on them. Don't act like y'all just been good over the years of this show being on. Y'all have gone through stuff too with lawsuits and debt and all types of stuff. Y'all just don't want to talk about it. But like, stop, Marsau and Tisha. Like, please stop. Get out of here. So Tisha says that she's done being nice, Tisha. And Marsau was like, look, I think we got to work on accountability. And Tisha was like, I feel like you're always calling me out. I don't want to talk about that right now. He was like, all right, bet. We ain't got to talk about it right now. Child, it wasn't even 2 seconds later. Do you really think I don't take accountability? It was like, girl, I thought you ain't want to talk about it. Like, make it make sense. Like, what is going on? So he was like, yeah, I do think that. He was like, you're definitely defensive. And Tisha's like, you don't have to call me out in front of people. That's embarrassing. And Marsau was like, you think these are the only mistakes you make? We all make mistakes. And she's sitting there crying, child, with her little triangle. And he was like, look, just moving forward, I won't say nothing else. I won't say anything about anything that you do. I'm just going to keep it cute and on mute. And he's right. Tisha does not like to take accountability for the things that she does, just like he don't like to take accountability for the things that he do. They're two peas in a pod, honey. And Marsau does have a way about always calling her out for the dumb ish that she does and her mishaps that she does on camera in front of other people. He does that to her all the time. It's like he never has her back when it comes to other people having issues with her. And she never does that to him. She always has his back and stands by him no matter what, at least on camera. So I understand why she feels some type of way about that. But at the same token, instead of you sitting there crying, you should have told him to shut the fuck up. Okay, because you do the same crap. Stop coming to me with this book. Like, you need to start going at him like you go at everybody else. If you seeing he don't have your back on camera, stop having his. Stop okaying everything that he does. And that's my husband. I'm gonna stick beside him. He don't stick beside you. So stop being and get a backbone. Okay, maybe you need some liquid courage with him too. So after that, Stormy and Mel link up. I think this is like the first one-on-one that they've had with each other in quite some time. It was actually very refreshing to see. They talk about Tisha and how she was acting a fool and the Nell situation with Tisha. And Mel, when she finds out from Stormy that Martell is going to be a model at the Galentine's Day thing, she was like, okay, well, I rescind, my invite. Y'all have a great time. Won't be there. And I don't blame her because they don't need to be in the same room together because Martell cannot be trusted. So Stormy was like, okay, all right. Like, she seemed like she understood, but then again, it was kind of like, well, dang. But girl, no, they don't need to be in the same room with each other at all. And I'm glad that she told her before she came. Tricia and Martell work out together. he come in acting all weird and stuff, acting shy, laughing and acting goofy and stuff. And she was kind of standing there like, the fuck is going on? Like, why is he acting weird? So she was like, hi, my name is Trisha. And he was like, what you doing that for? She was like, cuz when you saw me at Stormy House, you was acting like you ain't know me. And he was like, no, I hadn't seen you in a long time or whatever. But mind you, her and Ken said that they had just seen him some months ago, like at Home Depot or something like that. So Martell was full of crap. So he was like, how long you been knowing Marsau and them? And she was like, I've been knowing Marsau for a long time because my sister used to work at the movie theater that he worked at. And he was like, oh, when he was a manager? She was like, yeah. She was like, and my cousin worked there. He was like, did Marsau ever invite you to any of the parties? And she was like, what parties? And he was like, oh, he didn't invite you to them parties or whatever. Because if he would have got you too. And she was like, no, the hell he wouldn't. Like, what is you talking about? Like, what parties? And it's like, where'd that come from? With you throwing it out there that he was having, well, he even said that he would let women have parties at the movie theater for free. So I'm shocked that he's throwing that back out there with the whole Marsau cheating stuff. Like, I was shocked that he went there. He was doing a lot in that scene, as a matter of fact. And Trisha was giving off the vibe of like, what is going on? Like, why is he acting so weird? And it was just, the vibe was just off. Like, the energy was just kind of like, huh? It was discombobulated. It really was. So, he makes a comment about Chris. She was like, yeah, that's my mama cousin. He immediately get to grinning and laughing and stuff. And she like, what is funny? And he was like, yeah, because Chris told me about you. He actually wanted to introduce me to her. Now, this is what he said in his confessional. But when she was asking him in the scene, like, what's funny? Like, he was like, nah, he just told me something about you. And she was like, what? And he wouldn't tell her. It was like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, is he putting 10 on 20? Like, what is happening? Like, I'm so confused. Or did they sleep with each other in the past? Like, I just don't know what's going on. But I don't think that they've ever slept with each other. I don't. Because Trisha was seeming like she was very confused. Like, what is going on with this dude? Like, why is he laughing? Why is he not just saying what it is? Like, he was acting so weird, and even she was thrown off by it. Now, do I think that there is like a chemistry between them? Absolutely. Absolutely. More so, I think with Martell, you can tell that he's attracted to her. And if he hasn't slept with her, he want to sleep with her. And I think that she's attracted to him to an extent or whatever. Because I ain't seen her talk that openly with nobody outside of Stormy, child. She was a yipping and a yapping with him, child. So he asks about her situation with Ken. And she, breaks down how she's still married. And he was like, oh, so he a side dude. And she was like, no, he's not. And he was like, yes, he is. The same thing Mel did. And I was like, here you go with that crap. Here we go with that again. And she was like, yeah, because Mel was grilling me. And he was like, yeah, you got to do that back to her or whatever. This is how you do it. You got to do this. Da, 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 da. And I was like, here he go planting seeds, trying to put stuff in people's head to go against Mel again. And then he was sitting up there calling Nell a side chick again after Chris told him to stop doing it. Like, the dude just never learns. Like, he is just so annoying. So she was like, when I see you at the party, you gonna act like you don't know me again? And he was like, I mean, I don't know you. And she was like, you don't know me? He was like, no, I'm just saying, like, I knew you back then, but I don't know you now. Another week, another episode where I'm left with what a question mark when it comes to Trisha. I'm over. I even tried to watch her interview with Dustin tonight on Carlos' YouTube channel. I think I got maybe 7 minutes in and I just couldn't, because there she go talking. I don't know. I was like, yeah, I can't. So somebody give me the cliff notes of what was said. Was anything revealed worth listening to? Because I just cannot with that slow talking lady. So after that, we see Mel and Marsau meet up. And she confronts him about the statement that he made to the news outlet there in Huntsville, where he said, "Free Martell," which lets you know that didn't nobody come to him thinking that he was the one that got arrested. You knew exactly what you doing, like what you did. And he was like, actually, it was a friend. Well, no, first he told Mel that people thought it was him that was arrested. She was like, I don't understand why anybody would think it was you that was arrested, but okay. And he switched it to, but it was actually a friend that reached out. And she was like, it was a friend now? He was like, actually, I can show you the text. So you pull up his phone. They show a screenshot of the text message on the screen, and you see him say in the text message, Marsau, da 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 da, free Martell. The person then says, is this off the record or can I use this? And he was like, yup. Girl, you was being funny. Because the reporter was asking you if it was off the record. You didn't have to put that on the record. You was being messy like you always are, because you a messy little woman. So after that, we're left on a cliffhanger for next week's episode. Overall, I'm going to give this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm going to give it a B-. It looks like next week it's going to get hot and heavy. We're going to have the face-off between, what's her name? Stormy and, what's the other one? Stormy and Stormy and Sunny. I was about to call her Spinks. Sunny and Stormy, child, go head to head. Then we going to have the Galentine's Day event, and we're going to get the rest of Nell and Marsau going back and forth, which is always a good time. So I'm looking forward to next week's episode. Happy Father's Day to any good fathers out there, present, loving, caring, supportive fathers. Happy Father's Day to you, and happy Father's Day to all the single moms out there that's doing both jobs. All right. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.